Hi, today I am going to tell you about Scoreboard Index. Let's start with what is Scoreboard Index. The Scoreboard Index is a tool that enables us to follow how well our team is doing in different contexts. It allows us to know what to prioritize next in order to improve our teamwork. Let's talk about what are benefits of Scoreboard Index. It allows us to save time. It is a simple tool and it can be applied in a short amount of time, and it doesn't take so much time to update the metrics either. So you have the flexibility to change metrics whenever you want, and it is easy to understand. It's easy to understand areas that needs improvement when you look at the scoreboard index, and you can understand the areas that are currently successful when you look at it easily because it's a practical visual representation. Let's talk about how does this scoreboard index tool actually work. I'm going to explain it in real life example so everybody can understand. So let's assume that we have a website which we conduct our business on it. To use scoreboard index, first of all, we have to define a qualitative objective. Let's say it is improving our website, which is a subjective objective actually. But like it is qualitative, so it doesn't have a numerical data. So in the second step, we have to define some quantitative metrics for this objective. So I defined 8 quantitative metrics in here. Some of examples are page views per week, blog comments per week, new members per week. So these are some metrics to measure for this objective, for this qualitative objective that we defined in the first step. Then, in the third step, we have to define 2 lower bounds and 2 upper bounds for these quantitative metrics. So for lower bounds, you need a number that you would feel devastated when you reach that number, and I and maybe a number that makes you feel unhappy when you see it in the scoreboard. So an upper bound is required for you feel happy and you feel ecstatic. So you have to define 2 other numbers again. So to understand it clearly, let's give an example. If our website has around 2,500 page views per week, I would be unhappy if this number drops to 1,000 per week. So this is the first lower bound. The other lower bound is 500, which I would feel devastated if we hit that number. So we defined the lower bounds now. We have to define some upper bounds. I would be happy if we reach 500 5,000 page views, and I will feel ecstatic if we reach 10,000 page views per week. So these are our upper bounds. And then when you define those upper and lower bounds for every metrics, it's time for the fourth step, which is converting each measurement to a percentage in a scale of 0 to 100. But sometimes the values can take below 0 and greater than 100. So let's say that in a week we observed a data like 2,761 page views. So we have to calculate its percentage like this. It lies 44% between 1,000 and 5,000, which were our upper and lower bounds, unhappy and happy. And it is also at 24% between 500 and 10,000, which are our upper bounds and lower bounds devastated and ecstatic. So if you take the average of these two percentages, it's 34%, which is actually the data that we needed to uh, to import this table. We have to apply this to every metric and then form this table. After forming these table, we have to take the average of these and calculate an improvement index. Here you can see that I made good ones green and bad ones red. And when you take the average of every week, you will get the improvement index, which is the last step. After taking the average and obtaining the index, you can make a graph like this, which is a helpful and practical graph to make you understand. So when you look at these colorful lines, you can see that some metrics are quite well, like this green one, and some metrics have problems, like the red one, which is block comments. So when you look at this scoreboard index, you can easily understand that you are doing something wrong about block comments. So you have to prioritize that in the next week. And when you look at the index, your team is doing quite well. Like, it's a subjective thing, of course, but you can easily understand what to do next week when you use the scoreboard index. That's all about scoreboard index. Thank you for listening to me.